Intramuros was the biggest European city in Asia. It defines our culture. The problem is most of our officials do not appreciate it.
It's important because it's part of our history, part of our heritage, and one of the few physical evidences remaining of the Spanish period of Philippine history.
There are many good stories about Filipinos, people who headed the construction of the walls. The carvers were Filipinos also. It was a very exciting time. That's what I remember most, having a restoration force as big as Intramuros was at the time. Well, didn't exist anywhere in the country. When we came into Intramuros to work, what are we restoring? We do not know. How did it look, except for the ruined walls? That's why we have to dig pictures and pictures and pictures just to be able to provide a background.
And in the early days, it was really a dead town. Even when Casa Manila was finished, we would make whatever pakulo just to bring in people.
The greatest satisfaction I had was the presence of a good team because basically the three of us were the ones who set the initial directions of the Intramuros administration.
Since last year, I'm really amazed at how Intramuros has grown and has attracted so many people considering the problems we had in the beginning. They have thousands of people coming here and all of them are paying entrance fees, restaurants, all those cales. So can you imagine? It's alive.
You have many people saying that Intramuros should not be preserved because it is a colonial memory and that should be erased. I don't think so. So it's about time that our people should see Intramuros as not just a symbol of colonialization, but a symbol of our spirit to rise above that.
Start here in Fort Santiago, where we trace the prehistoric Philippines in the kingdom of Ra Sulaiman.
He introduced me Manila and I fell in love with it. That's why we started Don't Skip Manila, to say, okay, since I fell in love with your stories, why not let's share it to others and let other people to fall in love with Manila.
Don't Skip Manila is a tour group that conducts several tours in Manila, especially here in Intramuros.
We are the one who tells the story of this place and what's the importance of it.
We wanted to somehow see Intramuros evolve into not just the old Manila, rather the Manila what is and the Manila of the present. I'm Andre, and this is Ann, and we're from Don't Skip Manila. Intramuros is a good backdrop of being in a place where the destination speaks itself.
For me, Intramuros would be actually the soul of a Manileño, maybe even the soul of the Philippines, because this is really where Manila and how the entire country was known. There is that special place in history for Intramuros, and so I believe it is our soul. I think Intramuros is important because if you do not know where history started, if you do not know where memories came from, then you will be lost. And so I urge everyone to even read a few chapters of books written on Intramuros, so they will just know how life then was and how it evolved to life now. We have here close to 400, if not 500-year-old history, and so there's nothing like going back in time, and so reminisce for me is the word that would describe how I would feel. I'm Roberto P. Laurel, President of the Lyceum of the Philippines University, Manila, Cavite, and Makati campuses. The original LPU was located here in Intramuros in 1952 by my grandfather, Jose P. Laurel. Lyceum, LPU, has been here for the past 67 years, and I believe it has contributed to nation building. We have a number of alumni who we are very proud of, who have accomplished great accomplishments, achievements in their private and public lives. I wish Intramuros would develop more, that we have more locators coming in. I know there are a lot of challenges, but I want to commend the Intramuros administration, headed by the current administrator, Attorney Asido, for such a focused development effort. It will take time, but progress is there and we can see it moving. And so my hope is that this will continue and that we will become a thriving community, not just alive during the day when we have so many people coming in, but even at night.
So naging special sa akin yung Intramuros dahil dito rin ako nakatira, so dito na rin ako kumukuha para sa hanap buhay namin. And then ang Intramuros din para sa akin is parang isang tahanan na rin para sa akin. So ang role ko dito sa Intramuros ay parang tayo naging nag-a-attract or nagpapa-attract sa mga turista dito sa loob ng Intramuros para kahit pa paano makita rin nila yung kagandahan ng Intramuros. Ako nga pala si Valentino Mejia, isang e-trike driver dito sa Intramuros. So ang nakikita ko sa future ng Intramuros is lalawak pa yung ating turismo dito sa loob ng Intramuros, and then talaga makikilala ang Intramuros sa buong Pilipinas, hindi lang sa buong Pilipinas, sa buong mundo.
For me, Intramuros is a place of history. It is a cultural and creative hub, and it brings so much pride and joy to the 5th District as well. If I could describe Intramuros in one word, it's mesmerizing because walking along or walking around, it gives you a sense of history and makes you step into a whole new world that is so different from what you see outside the walls of Intramuros. My fondest memories of Intramuros, I would say, was when I was a little girl, because I also grew up here in the 5th District, and as a little girl, I would come to Intramuros with my parents. I would tag along. I would ride the Calesa. I would go around Intramuros, Port Santiago, and I would remember also coming to Barbaras to eat with my dad. Hi, my name is Crystal Bagatsing. I am currently the Congresswoman of the 5th District of Manila, where Intramuros is located. One of my advocacies is about culture, preserving culture, and one of the things that I also do as a Congresswoman is make legislation, and I also have a constituency inside Intramuros. I think it's very important because when you say Metro Manila, there's really no place to go to for a cultural experience or for a historical experience. And there's really no other place like Intramuros. It's an original. There's nothing like it. If you want to have a feel of how it was to live during the Spanish times, this is where you go. I wish that everybody would work together to keep Intramuros the way it is, but make it better, preserve it better.
I've been a resident of Intramuros for half of my life, and my children has grown to love this place. We're trying to promote Intramuros through our venue because we feel that this is one way of inviting tourists to come and experience Intramuros. This place is actually the ancestral house of my husband. So this is where he grew up. So he's been here for like his entire lifetime. So it really means a lot, not only to him and his family, but to us also. We would like Intramuros to be a premier tourist destination. My name is Cosette Chua. I am the Managing Director of Pavilion de la Castellana. We are working closely with the administrator to further improve what we have. I believe that this is the only historical place that's left in Manila. In my own little way, I would like to think that I can contribute to its historical value.
AMOSUP, Associated Marine Officers Seamen's Union of the Philippines. Ang AMSUP ito ay isang union ng mga seaman, exclusive lang sa kanila. Ang AMSUP members po namin ay nanggagaling na iba't ibang lugar sa Pilipinas. Dito na lahat nagsama-sama. Puro mga seaman lahat mga yan. Dito sa ginagawa ko rito, ina-assist ko po yung mga members namin, mga union members, kasi exclusive lang sa kanila para dito sa dormitory. ang contribution ko sa Intramuros ay siguro pangalagahan itong lugar na ito. Ang Intramuros importante sa akin dahil dito ako nagtatrabaho at wala na po ibang mapuntahan na dahil sa edad natin, kaya importante sa akin ang Intramuros. Ako si Joel Carino, nagtatrabaho rito sa Amusuk. Ako ay bilang supervisor sa dormitory. Ako ay 16 years rito sa Amusuk sa Dorsum. Ang may contribute ko rito sa Intramuros bilang isang empleyado, supervisor sa Amusuk, kailangan mapangalagaan yung mga member para sa kanilang contribution sa ating bansa.
Intramuros is very important to us because of the lessons in heritage and history. Siguro, in one line ng objective ng Bahay Chinoy, establish our rightful place in the Philippine sun. Bukas ito sa public noong 1999, inilalarawan nito ang bahagi at ang impact ng mga Chinese Filipinos in all aspects of Philippine life. I wish that the Bahay Chinoy can be recognized in the whole Intramuros and the whole Philippine society. I wish all the visitors, the audience, regardless of race, regardless of origin, regardless of your religion, can be recognized as part of this nation and as part of this nation building and the history of the Philippines. Ako po si Teresita Angsi, founding president ng Kaisa para sa Kaunlaran at ngayon ay executive trustee ng Kaisa Heritage Foundation na nagmamanage sa Bahay Chinoy, Museum of the Chinese in Philippine Life.
Intramuros for me is a sense of curiosity and wonder. It's heritage and history, and it's a living experience. It's a place where you can see history come to life and where we believe there's a strong future for sustainable tourism. So bamboo is arguably one of the most sustainable building materials on the planet. We're using local Philippine bamboo that is then handcrafted into our products so that we can create jobs, but then also share a bit of Filipino design and flair with our international guests. We've been manufacturing bamboo bicycles. It is as part of a sustainable livelihood program. And here in Intramuros, we've been doing guided bamboo bike tours for now it's been about 5 years. They get to ride the bamboo bikes around these historic walls. You can explore the nooks and crannies, the different chambers and gates and parks and buildings and museums and churches and everything. The different streets here all have something exploration worthy. Pagbbike helps you discover Intramuros like nothing else. So my name is Brian Benitez McClelland. I'm the founder of Pagbbike, and we're operating Pagbbike Eco Tours here in Intramuros. Pagbbike gets to help the guests experience Intramuros from a different perspective, sharing Philippine culture, our history, and the architecture and the stories of what really were the foundational years of Philippines here in Intramuros.
If you're looking at Intramuros from the perspective of history, it's one place where you could actually see the history of the Philippines as it unfolded. I see that Intramuros is an area which can embody the concept of reuse in urban planning. So just think of old structures being utilized in a modern sense. I think the challenge for us in IA is how can we recreate the former ambience so that people can relive history through Intramuros. And then that's where it becomes a site where we can educate people on the version of history according to the Filipinos. So I am Roberto Alabaro III, and currently I'm the Assistant Secretary for Tourism Development Planning. And it's fantastic to have an urban area, an old urban area, wherein maybe in our generation we can see this transformed into a more developed society where poverty will no longer exist within the walls of Intramuros.
Intramuros for me is, I would say, the soul of our country. My name is Paulo Mercado. I'm the founder and president of the Creative Economy Council of the Philippines. This is an advocacy group that we set up about 2 years ago to promote the creative industries, both in the public and private sector. So, yung concept of creative economy essentially is taking a look at the contribution of the totality of creative industries and creative individuals to the national economy. So, and to our thrust is to get the government to recognize it as a priority strategic sector and support it with, let's say, incentives or from the private sector investments that would make it grow faster. So I wish for Intramuros in the near future to become the country's most iconic creative hub.
Intramuros for me is a place that tells you the story of Manila, the city that I was born in, the city that I worked in, and the city that I live in and will probably live in for the next years. My life with Intramuros began in 1999 when I started volunteering for a museum, Bahay Chinoy. And it was from there that I started doing cultural work, and eventually which led to us establishing our tour outfit in 2005. Intramuros is a place of a lot of personal memories for me because I've been coming here since I was a little boy. I remember my first trip here was in the 1980s when we had a school trip at San Agustin Museum. And I distinctly remember getting freaked out because I went to a crypt with lots of dead people, and which nobody really explained what they were. So that fascination with Manila's history, with my personal family's history, began here in Intramuros. I think what we do here in Intramuros introduces people to our city. And by introducing Intramuros to our visitors, we tell them the story and we make them understand the city, my city, Manila, what it was, how it is today, and what it will be in the future. My hopes for Intramuros is to be a place that is anchored in its past, but at the same time, it's a place that can have new ideas for the future. No? A place that will inspire people, a place that will create good memories, and a place that will make you feel good about being a Manileño. I'm Ivan Mandi. I'm a cultural guide from Old Manila Walks, and we have been doing historical walks around the old city since 2005. I see myself as a cultural worker and a storyteller, and I tell basically the story of our city. And the story of Manila begins here in Intramuros.
My memory of Intramuros was always during Holy Week. I think we come here around 4 or 5 a.m. because the Manila Cathedral will be full of people to join together in one community of prayer. And whenever we come to Intramuros, we really appreciate that story of our country, the story of our city, and maybe the stories also of many people who lived here before. This place for us priests is a very special place because this is where all of us could gather as one community, as one church here in Manila. My dream for Intramuros, that it will become a center of faith and even pilgrimage for many people around the world. I am Father Cali Liamado. I am currently the Vice Rector of the Manila Cathedral. By being young as a priest, I think it is my duty now to bring the church and the faith much closer to young people.
Ang ano ko po sa Intramuros, isang saysayang lugar.
Okay, so let's start. Thank you everyone for coming to today's webinar. This is already our 71st episode of the Intramuros Learning Sessions, and this is your host, Rancho Arcilla. Of course, this episode is brought to you by the Intramuros administration. Of course, we have a very distinguished guest for today who will be talking about cycling in the Philippines. But before we start, I'd like to share first some house rules. Okay, so for Zoom attendees, you may raise your questions via the Q&A button. And note that your comments or questions will be seen by the other participants, including your name. No? So for our FB viewers, you may also raise your questions in the comment section below, and then later I'm going to retrieve them and then going to raise them on air. Take note that only those who have successfully registered and viewed on Zoom will be eligible to get the certificate. And a feedback form will be emailed to you after the session, and after that, a certificate will be sent within a week. Note that this webinar is recorded and shall be made permanently available in IA social media channels. Now, to introduce our distinguished speaker for this afternoon, we have Ms. Ann Angala, who is a sustainable transport and lifestyle advocate. She is the co-founder and president of the Bikers United Movement. a volunteer organization that is greatly credited for the creation of bike lanes all over the country. So the group is mainly focused on assisting the bike-to-work community and helping with their needs. And aside from actively advocating for biking as transport, of course, Ann is an anti-abuse champion and a research speaker. She is also a champion of sustainable lifestyle. She is a media practitioner by profession. She graduated as the most outstanding student of UP College of Mass Communication in Film and Audiovisual in 1991. She has been in the industry for 30 years and began her career as the manager of bands like Eraserheads, The Dawn, Bamboo, Asin, Barbie's Cradle, and many more. She is currently a freelance writer and events organizer. Now, without further ado, I'd like to call on our speaker for today, Miss Ann Angala.
Hi, Rancho. Hi, Attorney Gilier. Thanks so much for having me here in your webinar. Siyempre, nataranta ako kasi binisto mo yung edad ko. Na nag-graduate ako ng 91. Natawa ako na ko dapat pala inedit ko yan. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for this opportunity to share. And tinitingnan ko yung mga laman ng kung sino yung mga participants. And these are all mostly cyclists na mga love your own to, yung mga barkada ko rin yung mga iba dito. Sandyan si Nadine, sandyan si Jeff, ganyan. Siyempre si attorney. So I'm just very happy siguro to be able to be their voice dito sa webinar na to. And I would want this to be very interactive, no? Kasi I'm sure whatever presentation I'll be doing today, alam na nila. At marami pa silang ibang mga opinions to share. Kasi siguro ako, I'm giving like 5 or maybe 7 reasons why. I'm sure yung mga nandito na masalo na yan, si Val, si Aldrin, they're all bike commuters. They've been cycling the Philippines, ganyan. Masalo na yan si sister ko dyan. So, I'd like to read, whenever, I'm doing my presentation, I'd like to read them whatever they're gonna comment on. So, let me start first briefly. Siyempre, muna ha, medyo may konting lang, I have to share my screen. Let me see. What do we have here? Okay. Present. How does this look like? Okay, so ang title ng ang title ng webinar for today is Bakit Kailangan Isulong ang Pagbibisikleta sa Pilipinas? Titignan ko lang tong titignan ko lang tong ating Yan. Okay. So bakit nga ba? 'Di ba? So lahat ng siguro nabasa na natin to paulit-ulit kasi simula pa naman ng pandemya, naitulak yung biking. Marami na rin talaga na bike commuters at saka mga leisure bikers dati pa. Pero dahil sa pandemya, hindi natin mapapagkaila na talagang umusbong yung cycling ito sa buong Pilipinas. Kasi bakit nga naman? Nung tinanggal nila yung mass transport nung March 15, nung dineclare na walang tatakbong mass transportation at bawal rin ng pang-pribadong vehicles, wala namang choice yung mga frontliner kung hindi pumasok. So, anong nangyari? Nag-bike tayo lahat. Ako medyo pasaway ako noon, no? Hindi ako frontliner. Siyempre, aminado ako. Pero, I was out in the streets because siguro we were support of the frontliners. We were lending our bikes because dahil even before the pandemic, bike commuter na ako. So I had like maybe a couple of bikes na nakaparada sa sa garahe namin. So syempre, alam ko naman na hindi lahat ng frontliners may bike. At nung time na yon, yung mga 5,000 na bikes dati, hindi, actually mura nga bike dati, yung mga surplus was 1,500, naging 3,000, naging 5,000. So, syempre, hindi naman kaya ng mga frontliners yon. So, yung kaibigan namin, si Miss Kisha Mayuga and another friend, si Carlo Caldron. Tama ba? Sorry, Carlo, your family name. I'm so bad with names. Nagtayo sila ng mga Facebook pages at nagpahiram ng mga bike. Parang bike matching lang siya. So, ang ipopost mo lang kung may bike ka at anong height mo at saan ka nakatira. Tapos may pahihiram na frontliner. Ito to sa very wonderful experience for us na full trust yon na pinapahiram ng mga siklista yung mga bike nila at ID lang ang katapat. Ganon. So, yun lang naman as a backgrounder, no? Kung ano nangyari nung pandemic, kung bakit lumipad yung pagbabike. And since then, hindi naman nabawasan yung mga siklista. In fact, nadadagdagan pa na nadadagdagan. Sobrang ganda na ng bike business dito sa Pilipinas. And I think all around the world. I've been reading from commuter bikes to e-bikes. Lahat yon nag-shoot up. I don't know how many %. But the number of bikes that's been sold dito nga daw sa Pilipinas, parang 2 million. I think I read something like that. Next, so let me introduce myself. Medyo a little introduction. So I was given, thank you, John, again for introducing me. So as I said, I'm Ann Angala. I'm part of Bikers United Movement. On a personal basis, I've been a bike commuter since 2017. Why did I get into biking? Maybe this webinar will be a little fusion of cycling why cycling as a whole for the Philippines and why I did cycling for myself. So a little bit of my journey as a cyclist. I'm also an advocate of anti-abuse. So I got into biking because that was my form of therapy. I'm a domestic violence survivor. I went through domestic violence for 18 years. And when I decided that I wanted to have a better life and I left, nahanap ko yung biking. I met a very good friend. Her name's Maureen. And she was the one who taught me how to bike commute. I know how to bike. Iba po yun, di ba? I was biking when I was a kid until a teenager, but then hindi naman na-follow through kasi ang kultura dito sa Pilipinas, hindi natin ginagamit ang bike as a form of transportation. We always use it as your little hobby when you're a kid, or probably it's a form of exercise, but never as a form of transportation. So when I met this lady, nakita ko na bike commuter siya. I met her in a prayer meeting and then I saw her, with her helmet. I said, "Oh, this is so amazing." So, nilapitan ko, sabi ko, "Can you please help me? I want to learn how to bike." So she took me under her wing and the rest of the Antipolo Cyclers Club who used to live in Antipolo, and they taught me bike commuting. 2017 po yon, hindi pa nagpa-pandemya at hindi pa ganun kauso ang biking noon, although marami ang bikers who do it for leisure, but not much for transport unless you're in the more marginalized daily bike commuter community. Otherwise, like us mga middle class people, we use it to, just to para bumisita, pumunta sa mga lugar like Antipolo or Tacadon as parang pamamasyal, hindi talaga ito ginagamit sa daily life natin. So that's how I got into biking. And then when I got the hang of biking at dahil alam ko na kung paano gamitin ng bike even in the highways, ginamit ko na siya. I decided, sabi ko, I'm not gonna buy a car anymore again. I'm going to use this two-wheeled transport as my body to bring me everywhere. Almost, hindi naman everywhere. Kasi sometimes I have to take, the Grab and public also kung sobrang layo na. Most of the time, I would use my bike to do my little errands and even visit friends and, go to work. I'd be very much happy to ride my bike. Next is Bikers United Movement. So again, during the pandemic, Bikers United Movement was formed kasi kami and these wonderful guys here you see in the picture, we realized nung June 1 nung mag-open up na ang Quezon City, Metro Manila to general community quarantine kasi dati 'di ba naka-enhance tayo. So wala masyadong motorists on the road. Pero saksakan na ng dami ng mga bikers. nung mag-open up, June 1 na, 2020, okay, 2020, mag-open up na to GCQ at maglalabasan na lahat ng form of transport, kawawa itong mga siklista natin kasi newbie sila hindi naman sila marunong masyado sa kalsada at hindi pa sila nakapag-practice na kasama yung mga motor, yung mga jeep, yung mga bus sa kalsada. So, me and approximately 6 of my friends plus a few more na mga close advocates of cycling, binuo namin si Bikers United Movement at pumunta kami sa Commonwealth at naglagay kami ng mga water bottle barriers, quote-unquote barriers. Ang una namin nakayanan dahil konti lang kami, yung mga water bottles na yun, pininturahan namin ng orange, nilagyan namin ng konting tubig sa loob, ganyan. Tapos yung mga mats, yung mga mat ng mga anak namin, so nalata namin ng bike lane, ganyan. Tapos linagay namin sa kalsada. So, with that, we formed pop-up bike lanes, temporary bike lanes. We chose Commonwealth kasi we understand that Commonwealth ang pinakabuwis buhay na highway sa buong Pilipinas. 10 lanes na lahat ng form of transport dumadaan. Kahit na bawal lang tricycle, minsan nakikita natin siya dyan. So, can you imagine? And this is where cyclists really pass kasi yan yung parang main artery natin from Fairview, even from mga Bulacan, from ano pa ba yung mga nandiyan, Novaliches, Caloocan, maraming dyan dumadaan. And we made a bike count. In fact, pre-pandemic, pre-GCQ, every hour during rush hour, ang mga bikes na dumadaan were about 1,200. But then, nung nag-open up na to GCQ, there were around 2,000, 2,600. Up until now, medyo ganun yung count every rush hour. So, ganun po kadami. So, this is Bikers United Movement. So, one thing led to another. Muntik pa kaming makulong, tinethreaten pa kami. Pero, everything is well. Now, we work very closely with the government. In fact, ito yung picture namin in Quezon City Hall, who we work very closely with. Kasi ito yung community namin. Dito kami mostly nakatira. Dito kami unang gumawa ng positive movement namin. And up until now, anytime natawagan kami ni Mayor Bloy, anytime natawagan kami ni General Elmo Sanzego, anytime tawagan kami ni Sir Robert, Sir Dexter of the depots, of GTO, and of the Quezon City Hall, we're there at their service. Kasi po, naramdaman naman namin na yung plea at call nating mga siklista for protected bike lanes, binigay po nila. Well, we're in the process. Hindi pa, to be honest, hindi pa protected lahat ng bike lanes natin, but we're there. We have bike lanes and we hear naman from LGUs that slowly we're getting there. Kasi we know naman how government is, so talaga maproseso talaga. So we help each other, but we see efforts also of being enforced in at least the major areas and the ones that are really critical. So, bakit? Let me go through muna yung mga chat. Mukhang may mga chika na dito. Puro good afternoon lang pala. Good afternoon. Hello. Okay, magandang hapon. Okay, puro magandang hapon. Hello. So, okay, close muna tayo ng chat. So, bakit bike? Kasi, mahirap mag-bike, sa totoo lang. Pero aminin na natin to, mahirap talaga mag-bike. Pero once natanggap natin na mahirap mag-bike, mas dumadali ang proseso. Kasi, mahirap naman na sabihin natin na madilang mag-bike, pero lahat ng ito nararamdaman natin. Mainit siya. So, ang mga siklista, makikita mo maaga yan umalis ng bahay. Maaga kami gumigising. Nagugulat yung mga ka-chat ko na hindi siklista that they get texts from me and from my co-bikers at around 4 a.m. ganyan. Pero sa totoo lang, gising na kami way before that. So, usually, lumalarga kami, umaalis ka ng maaga kasi mainit. At saka, alis ka rin ng maaga kasi pag nasabay ka sa traffic, medyo delikado. And next, yung mga kalsada natin malubak. So, bakit natin pinagpipilitan itong pagbabike despite itong mga to na rason na talagang mahirap talaga yung pagbabike. Hi, Ma'am Ching. How are you? Ito, BFF ko to si Ma'am Ching Salinas na nandito sa natin. Sa ating group chat. She's from MMDA. So, hello. So, yun po. So, bakit nga tayo magbabike? So, here are a few reasons why cyclists insist on biking despite all these negative stuff. And siguro meron pa kayong masashare kung ano pa yung mga, mga kahirapan sa pagbabike as we go along. Next, first thing, we do it for the environment. a lot of us, like me, for one, I take so much pride in being one less car and one less transport na nakakadagdag ng consumption ng fossil fuel. Alam naman natin na hindi infinite ang fossil fuel. Balang araw mauubos to. Aside from it being finite, and aside from it being, siguro, I don't know, I don't have a scanning of how much more fossil fuel we will have at the rate that we're consuming fossil fuel. But aside from that, nakaka-pollute po siya ng ating environment. Naalala nyo nung pandemic, walang mga buses and jeeps and private cars on the road, and wala rin yung mga factories. From my place here in Quezon City, nakikita natin ang Antipolo. May mga lumalabas na mga pictures na nakikita natin from Pasig, yung mga bundok ng Antipolo. So that's how it is for transport. Again, I'm not so in the know of the statistics, but a huge part of the environmental chaos, meaning the smog and the pollution, comes from motor vehicles. Ipahinga lang natin saglit yung motor vehicles, like what happened during the pandemic. Nag-clear up lahat at nawawala yung mga sakit, yung mga asthma, yung mga, all these things. So this is itong Bike Action for Climate, itong picture na nakita niyo dito, is one of the actions na sinamahan ng Bikers United Movement to help, because alam naman natin na because of the use of fossil fuel na dadagdagan because of the carbon emission. So nagkakaroon talaga, well, of course, it's inevitable. Climate change and global warming is going to happen, but because of our consumption of fossil fuel and all, the green gases emissions that are in the air now, napapabilis na escalate. So we can help slow it down if and when we use the bike as transport. Of course, again, it's not the solution to everything, but at least we do our part in our own small way. Next is, of course, it adds to physical health. Again, parati natin sinasabi yun, when you're a cyclist, it helps your lungs, it helps your muscles, it builds your bones and your lungs and your heart. Ganyan. So it goes without saying, physical health, huge, big time health. Kasi like, napapansin ko, I'm out most of the time, and well, sana, hindi naman sana ako medyo speaking too soon, but I have been exposed, we were in the streets the whole pandemic. Up until now, I've never really stopped going out and going to communities, and I don't think I ever got the virus, and maybe even if I did, I never really was bogged down big time by it. During the whole time na nakakulong tayo dito, maybe I got once nagka-fever ako, and it was gone in like 2 hours after I drank paracetamol. So for me, I can attest how biking is really good for my health. And slowly we build our resistance or endurance. Like before, hanggang dyan lang ako 2-3 kilometers, but now, I go up Antipolo, I go to Marikina, ganyan on my bike. And of course, pagod ako. Hindi ko sinasabing hindi ako hinihingal, but we recover quick. And meron pa tayong lakas pumadyak pa uwi. Mental health and healing. As I said, I'm a domestic violence survivor, and for me, big time talaga natulong sa akin itong ng biking. Kasi before, now I very rarely have anxiety attacks. Before, when I had anxiety attacks, I just get on my bike any time of the day, kahit gabi yun, iikot lang ako sa subdivision namin, or iikot lang ako sa paligid namin sa Antipolo. I calm down and I'm better. And so aside from helping me through anxiety or whatever depression, it healed me also, because the bike, that it brings out a lot of the positive chemicals. It induces these positive chemicals. What we call them, dopamine, endorphin, all these things that are excreted whenever we're doing exercise, and it helps heal. Ako, aside from healing, it is very, very empowering. When I get on a bike, I feel that I'm in control of myself and my life and the places that I go. So, pagsakay ko dun sa bike, I can go to my friend's house, I can go to the grocery, I can go far away kung gusto kong magbike ng 3 oras and I come back. Na wala akong iniisip na gastos, wala akong iniisip na napopollute ko yung environment. At syempre, hinahanap ako ng mga pamilya ko, ng anak ko, at pag nagpo-post ako sa Facebook, nagre-react sila na, nasaan ka na naman, Ann? Pero, other than that, yun lang naman, yun, nahihilo lang sila sa akin sometimes wherever I go. But medyo naiintindihan na nila yung, yung style, my lifestyle. So, there's this comment from Aldrin. Thanks, Aldrin. Private cars is equal to 11% of families in NCR. Most traffic silang nagkukos. Okay, that's a fact again. We're not here in this webinar to put a faction between motorists, cars, and the sustainable transport like walking and biking. But a fact still, a fact is a fact that yung traffic talaga is caused by the huge vehicles. And we're not talking of public transport, of course, kasi buses naman can fit like 50. So okay lang siya for its size. But these private cars who will just be used by 1 or 2 people, vis-a-vis a bike na sa isang kotse, 4 o 8, ano ba yung statistics natin? Baka people can help me there na in the know. Sa isang size ng kotse sa kalsada, makakasiksik ka ng 4 or 8 bikes. So, against, kung space lang ang pinag-uusapan, karapatan talaga ng bikers to be on the road because we move more people than motorists. Also, there's a comment here. Also, lack of urban planning inconsistencies cause the traffic. Definitely, we've seen that on the road. Hindi na pa-plan ng maayos yung mga kalsada natin na sana meron pedestrian na maayos, bike lanes na maayos na hindi tayo nagdidikditan, at tamang placement where the motorcycles should be enforced and where the buses should be and where the cars should be. And again, this is not the whole Philippines. There are some areas here na maayos naman po. We have agencies who are fixing this, but it's still a very long way to go. So it's a process. It's a process that we have to be very patient with. And of course, we're not saying na hintay tayo ng hintay. I think we just have to voice it out and then we help each other out because private and public sector really have to work together. Just like how the bike lanes were built also, there was a little bit of friction, but in the end, everything's well. Next is, okay, ito yung pinakagusto ko. Masyado akong, I just love relationships. And for me, the biking gave me social bonding and relationships. The very best friends I've made are bikers. So I still have wonderful friends. Okay, don't get me wrong. I have still my best friends from way back, even from elementary, high school, even from preschooling age na kaibigan ko pa rin ngayon. Pero the bonds that I have formed with my co-cyclists are, how do you say it? Are hindi na equal. We understand each other. We love the environment together. We ride far and near together. Kung ano yung mga nararanasan namin on the road, ng mga hirap, pareho kami nararanasan. And it's so nice, no? Kahit na first time ko palang nakilala yung siklista sa isang event, parang BFF ko na sila. Ganyan, like, and even the people na hindi ko pa nakikilala, basta alam kong siklista, iba yung nagiging bond namin. And I'm sure if you find your community also, like kunyari, you're a Zumba person, di ba? You find your community in your Zumba family. You're a gym person. You find your relationships or close relationships in this environment where you feel home. And for me, biking is home for me. The advantages for the community. What we did during the pandemic, yung community bike shop, which we started June 1 pa. Tapos ginaya na lang namin yung pangalan na yung community pantry. Ginawa namin, after nagkaroon ng community pantry, ginawa namin community bike shop. We were servicing the area of Commonwealth because that is our area. Yun yung malapit. So, because of cycling and because of our love for cycling, the people, the cyclists in our area, sila yung nakatake advantage of yung goodwill ng Bikers United movement. What else are the advantages for the community? It helps the small and medium scale industries because cyclists will it's a fact that they cyclists cater to the smaller and the nearer community markets. Like pupunta ako sa Talipapa kaysa pupunta ako sa major grocery. Pupunta ako sa maliit na grocery dito na pag-aari ng kapitbahay ko, or well, hindi ko naman kapitbahay, parang kabarangay ko, instead of going to a mall. Ganon. Because it's easier for us, una, parking-wise, and it's closer. But then if you're like a motorist, mas madali kasi sa'yo pumunta sa malayo, mas madali sa'yo pumunta sa mall kesa sa mga siklista. Thus, the economy, yung mga small and medium scale businesses flourish more when the community when the cycling community in the area is pushed, kung nasusuportahan. So I don't know with the others, other cities, but I heard sa Quezon City, not I heard, I'm sure sa Quezon City kasi sinabi na sa amin yon sa business business permits, that mandate na ng lahat ng businesses, if you're like 50 square meters in size, you're supposed to have one bike parking. So I think it depends on the size of the business. Then you're mandated to put X number of bike parking doon sa yung business establishment. And all the buildings also are mandated. I remember Pasig also did that even before pandemic, na meron silang mandate na dapat lahat ng building may bike parking. Pero ang dami kong daming experience dyan sa Pasig na hindi naman nasusunod. But we appreciate the ordinance. We appreciate the local ordinance. And we appreciate that there are these kinds of movements happening now. At sana sundin natin at sana isulong talaga ng local government. Kasi alay talaga natin ng local government. National can make all these wonderful laws. But if it's not brought down to the level of the LGU and the barangay, then they'll be useless. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. And I'd love to hear from everyone, kung ano sa inyo, kung bakit natin kailangan ipasulong ang biking dito sa ating bansa.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong presentation. Enlightening po. And I'm sure marami po tayong natutunan. Para sa mga nanonood po ng Zoom, meron po tayong chat button and meron din tayong Q&A button sa baba ng ating screen. Para naman po sa ating mga Facebook viewers, meron tayong comment section. Mas minamonitor ko siya na yon. Kung gusto nyo mag-comment sa comment section, pwede din po. Then I can raise your questions on air. Yes po. So, napaka-interesting nung kanina na nabanggit mo, meron palang distinction between yung biking for leisure versus biking for transport, no?
Yes.
Ngayon, usually nasanay tayo na yung biking is for leisure lang. Ngayon, ano sa tingin niyo po yung biggest challenge para mag-shift tayo towards biking as transport? I mean, as an individual, like ako, halimbawa, hindi ko pa nagagawa yung biking for transport. What do you think is naghihinder?
Okay, so I'll throw it back to you.
Apo.
What will make you bike? What will make you a bike commuter?
Sige po. Honestly po kasi, I try to bike.
Okay.
Kaso nadi-discourage ako kasi, kung alam mo, pupunta ako ng supermarket, wala naman akong malalagyan ng bike ko.
Okay.
And that's actually one.
Oo. So wonderful. So that is infrastructure. So if and when alam mong meron kang pag-iiwanan, syempre you will bike. Ganon. I'm sure isa pang actually very priority will be the safety of the person. Kaya namin talaga ang lakas-lakas ng call namin for protected bike lanes. We have bike lanes in the country. We have these painted bike lanes and some have bollards. But the painted bike lanes are not enough. Why? I'm sure, di ba? Lahat tayo, we've seen that. Ako, parati ako nakakat. Pag ako nasa bike lane, kung 3 kilometro yung pinadyak ko, siguro ang nag-cut sa akin 10 in the 3 kilometers. Ganon. Before I would just, shut up and say, that's how it is. You gotta just, suck it in. Pero now, I'm a little more noisy about these kinds of things. In fact, one of the reasons why we went out in Commonwealth, and up until now, no, very recently nung Christmas, nagkaroon ng Christmas rush at sobrang traffic. Yung hindi natin naramdaman ng pandemic, sabi nila bumalik ng 100% during the Christmas season. Me and Bikers United Movement and Cycle Brothers, kami yung kami magkakabarkada parate. We went to, for me, one of the most, delikado as a bike commuter, dito sa area namin, is yung Ahon from Marikina going up to Quezon City, which yung dikit ng Aurora. Kung saan yung pause, kung saan yung overpass ng Marikina, the one coming from when you come from Riverbanks, yung paakyat na yan. So manipis yan, lahat ng klase ng transport tumadyan, jeep, bus, lahat ng motor ang dami-dami. At nagigit-git yung mga siklista. So meron tayong bike lane dyan, pero parating nagigit-git. And then you end up, the bikers, nakakatawa, the bikers end up in the pedestrian, pushing their pedestrian, or doon nagbabike sa pedestrian walk. Your pedestrians nakikipagpatintero sa mga siklista. Tapos, yung bike lane, nandun yung mga motorista, nandun yung mga riders, yung mga motor. Tapos, syempre, in the 2 bike lanes or in the 3 lanes for the motorists, nandiyan na yung mga mga 4-wheel vehicles. So, what did we do? The same like what we did before, pumunta pa rin kami sa bike lanes at minarshal namin. Ganon. As usual, sasagasaan na naman kami. Galit na naman sila sa amin at inuubos daw namin yung kanilang mga lanes. At people don't understand, these motorists don't understand na we have equal rights to the road. And when we share the road, we say that kailangan namin yung protected piece of real estate namin sa kalsada, which is 1.2 to 1.5 meters, kasi pag pinasok nyo kami at iba ang speed ninyo, delikado sa amin, nakakamatay. And it has happened time and again, nakikita natin, and medyo desensitized na nga tayo sa mga na-aksidente at yung mga nasasawing buhay sa kalsada na siklista. Dati natatakot pa tayo, ngayon, dahil it happens left and right, parang it's commonplace already, which is so sad. Yun po.
Sabi nga po dito, Mami Aldrin, dyan sa Ahon na yan, buti may sidewalk, doon daw siya nadaan.
Diba? But it's so wrong eh, diba? It's so wrong. The sidewalk for pedestrians. But again, you have to survive. That's how it is.
Sabi po ni John Lester, thank you Ma'am Ann for pursuing bike community in the Philippines. Dati po ako may sakit sa baga at nagkatubig. Napagaling po ako ng biking po at napagaling po ako at biking po ang napili kong exercise. Bike to work, school at leisure at masabi ko pong lumalakas ang baga ko dahil sa biking. Yeah. Meron po tayo dito mga questions. Sabi ni Micah, do you believe that female cyclists are more vulnerable on the road than male cyclists? As a seasoned biker, have you experienced any harassment or violence on the basis of your gender while cycling? What are the initiatives that our government can do to make streets safer for female cyclists?
Yes, I love gender questions. Kasi let's face it, no, out of the 100 bikers, siguro 5 babae. So it's it's a male world out there. And yes, I have experienced some catcalling. I have experienced, parang, uy, kababae mong tao, anong ginagawa mo dyan? All these very derogatory things happening on the road. But when I decided to get on the saddle and use this as my main transport, I was ready for all this. Alam mo, makikipagsabayan ako sa bus, ganyan. You have to be tough when you're there. Again, in the perfect world, sige, hingiin natin ito sa gobyerno to help us out. But they're doing a lot of things for this endeavor, but they can't cover everything kasi syempre may mga priority, like we're always calling for protected bike lanes, but that's huge budget, and ang nasasagot sa amin, priority is the pandemic, priority is COVID, so doon na really align yung budget, which is totally understandable. So siguro on the part of the motorists and the other cyclists, let's respect the bike lanes. Okay, wala pa tayong bollards, but respect that. Ang isa pang hinihingi rin sana namin sa government are the CCTV cameras. kung kaya naman ng LGU, lagyan po natin ng CCTV cameras, number 1. Number 2, ilaw. Marami tayong mga naririnig ng mga nag-group ng mga babae sa dilim. Actually, kahit hindi nga sa dilim. minsan ano nga minsan kahit in broad daylight pag may motor na tumibig sa babae na, nahihipuan, nagaganyan. So, I guess, this happens not very often, but often enough to call our attention that this has to be addressed. And what else? Like for us, we're gonna do a monthly bike ride pala for women. And this is not exclusively women bikers. This is to encourage women to bike, and we will teach bike commuting. So our first is on Feb 5. We start from Katipunan McDonald's all the way to Marikina Heights Park. Tapos may picnic kami dun sa dulo. So kung gusto niyo mag-join, pero gagawin din namin yan sa Intramuros at Atty. Giler, don't worry. Pupunta rin kami dyan, magpipicnic kami sa Fort Santiago. So on the civilian effort naman, like us, the civic society, we're gonna have monthly bike rides to encourage women bikers to be tough. Kasi culturally parating sinasabi, diba, parang kababae mong tao, why are you doing this, doing that? Hey, Dylan Diaz, bakit ka nag-weightlifting bilang babae? All the boxers, yung mga ganyan. So I think not only cycling, but all the other gendered sports. So the women who choose to get into this have a hard time. But we don't live in the Stone Age anymore. So there are people who are advocates. There are a lot of advocates out there for being more, for egalitarianism, to be more gender equal. I'm not saying, okay, ako aminado ko, I'm not as strong as most of the men I know. Pag pumapadyak ako, naiiwan ako dun sa pinakadulo kasi yung 10 lalaki na una sa akin. But then again, I can still do it. And there are some men rin who are as weak or as strong as me, whatever reference you want to say, weak or strong. So siguro kanya-kanyang training lang yan. There are some naman na pag umaahon ako ng antipolo, sinasabi nila, ang lakas mo, nakakaahon ka, ganon. So I think it's just an individual thing also. But in general, talagang ako aminado ako, malakas talaga yung men in terms of physical strength. So yes, we're calling out to the government, we're calling out to civil society. Now let's make the Philippines a bike-friendly place, and it's gonna help us big time in yun sa mga nabanggit ko po kanina ng mga areas, the environment, mental health, physical health, the economy, and pala. When you're on a bike, ang puhunan mo lang bike, wala ka ng pamasahe, hindi ka nabibili ng gas, then nakakatipid po tayo.
Meron po dito si Karen sa Facebook na comment. Sana bata pa lang na-educate na tungkol sa benefits of active transport. Now, regarding that po, how young should we encourage po para sa biking for transport? And meron dito tanong si Marlon. Kayo po, how young did you start biking?
I think I started biking when I was 5. I remember sa garden namin, doon kami umiikot. Pero doon lang ako pinapayagan, umikot. Tapos, when I was a teenager, we're from Vigan, Ilocos, pumunta kami all the way to Magsingal. Parang I don't remember how far that is. But we were in a pack. Hindi ako papayagan alone. Ngayon lang ako nagbabike commute mag-isa. So, yun naman yung pinag-uusapan talaga now na dapat maging part of the curriculum. And actually, life skill ang biking eh. Like now, it's so nice to know na I think 90% of the household already have at least one bike. I think that's if I remember right, but a huge part of the Philippines already because of this already have bikes as their backup. Sana nga main hindi backup, as their backup transport. And again, as early as preschool, dapat bike as transport na. But again, we need the protected bike lanes.
Interesting po yung kaninang study na nabanggit po ninyo, yung regarding po sa volume ng bikes na dumadaan sa mga kalsada. Na ito pong volume na ito, affected po ba ito ng season ng taon? Like, mas marami po ba nagbabike pag, like say, sa certain month na ito? And of course, kung meron pong effect yung season, ano po yung implications nito?
Well, definitely meron, kasi especially pag tag-ulan na, yung mga bike commuters, minsan hindi na sila pumapadyak pag umuulan. Yung isa pa, pag sobrang init na, pag summer, ako aminado ako, pag summer, mas short na yung mga trips ko. Umaga na lang ako lumalarga. Kasi like, ngayon, medyo malamig-lamig pa. Nakaka-bike pa ako hanggang mga 10, 11 o'clock a.m. Pero pagdating ng summer, 9 o'clock, 9 a.m., I'm out of the streets already. And sometimes that already it also affects my bike commuting. And that goes with all the other bike commuters that I know too. Pinapark nila yung mga bikes nila at nagmomotor sila or nagko-commute sila when it's rainy season, when it's too hot. Kasi una, maraming high blood, di ba? Kasi alam mo tayong Pilipino, mahilig sa mataba, mahilig sa maalat. So, mga high blood sa mga diabetes, itong mga Pinoy. So, yes, very much. And again, the implication are sana, di ba, our bike lanes are protected. And ako, in the perfect world, sana, di ba, may mga nakikita tayo ng mga nakabubong yung mga bike lanes, highway yun, highway, kilometers and kilometers of highway na talagang nakabubong, elevated, gano'n. Eh yun, walang kwento na yun about bagyo-bagyo at init-init. Kung nakabubong ka at naka-elevate ka, kasi hodang basa na at baha lahat, you're fine.
Meron po ditong anonymous attendee sa Zoom. Sabi niya po, I think not a single lady biker haven't experienced any form of harassment while biking. As for me, pinipili ko dumaan sa mga lugar na alam kong safe po. Maliwanag man, madilim, kung ang tao ay nasa paligid, ay babastusin ka pa din. Siguro mas maganda kung i-educate ang public about this issue. Gumawa tayo ng mga info arts or anything para kahit paano mabawasan ang pambabastos. And eventually, balang araw mawala na. Let us teach people to respect women, bata o matanda. Hindi lang naman kasi lalaki ang nambabastos. Minsan, kahit kapwa mo babae, nambabastos din.
Apira tayo dyan. Alam mo yun, tama. Kasi may mga babae rin minsan na nakakaloka. Alam mo yun, yung parang kunyari mag-bike at parang, yun, yung mga sexist remarks pa rin ng babae. Kasi patriarchal tayo, so minsan may mga babae rin na macho. Even in mga group chats, di ba? Group chat. Ang dami ko nang na-call out doon na sinashare nilang mga stuff about, very racy na mga photos ng mga babae, gano'n. So, it's a whole culture talaga. Feeling ko hindi natin to kaya in our lifetime, pero at least sinisimulan na natin to.
Very important po yung nabanggit niyo po kanina na yung participation with the LGUs, no? So, very important. Regarding po sa LGUs, meron po ba kayong model LGU in mind na we can look up to?
Nako, baka maput ako in danger nito. No? Pero there's Iloilo, there's Naga, and there's Quezon City, who you can look up to. I'm not so familiar. I've seen the bike lanes of Iloilo, and they're very protected. They're very wonderful. So for me, hats off ako dyan. Naga, hindi ko alam, but they won. They won an award. So sorry, I will do my assignment next time. Quezon City, because I live here and we work very closely with the Green Transport Office, mga gwapong head ng Green Transport Office at ng DPO, sila mga favorite people in the world ko yan. They have a bike patrol. So, yan yung mga naka-red na mga enforcers na pumupunta sa mga bike lanes at sila yung nanghuhuli ng mga motoristang pumapasok, ganyan. So, it has to be a synergy between infrastructure, education, and enforcement of the law.
Regarding for the law, meron pong House Bill 8156 si Representative Villar. Ito po ay tinawag nilang National Bike Law na bill na na-file last December 2020. Ano po masasabi po nila dito? If na-encounter na po nila ito?
Actually, na-encounter ko siya, pero meron debate within yan na it's still not that inclusive. In fact, yun ang isa sa mga assignments namin, na we have to study this more. Ito yung kay Congressman Camille, tama ba?
Representative Villar po.
Yes, so si Camille Villar, Camellia Holmes. Okay, yes. And also we have the Safe Pathways by Senator Pia Cayetano. That is, I think, more inclusive. Her being a biker talaga. And there are also ordinances being passed in a lot of the cities na iniisa-isa namin. Sometimes pag may problema yung ordinance and it's not inclusive and it's not pro-cyclists, we call out. Yan yung isa sa mga trabaho ng Bikers United Movement. We go through pag meron na pasang ordinance. Minsan nga, nakakalusot sa amin na ipapasa na, binabalikan namin at nangungulit kami sa mga LGUs. And so far, so good. LGUs are LGUs listen to the people when we ask for their help or their revision of the laws. It has happened a couple of times.
Thank you po for that. Sa ating mga viewers, kung may mga tanong pa po, sige lang po, we encourage questions. In the meantime po, marami po tayong mga gandang comment dito. Sabi po ni Justin, abante babae. Sabi ni Val, hello Miss Ann, you're so pretty today.
Ayun ang pinakagusto ko. Joke.
Sabi ni Rolando, takalam pa talaga Miss Ann. Ayun. And then sabi ni Miss Sandra, kudos to BUM, may your tribe increase. So yun. And
you're in Cavite, ano ba to? Sige sir, basahin mo na lang. Yung kay...
Sabi ni Dio Gracias, here in Cavite, you can see hundreds or thousands more bikes en route to Tagaytay during weekends coming from Manila and elsewhere. I observed that they are vulnerable to road accidents considering there are no bike lanes yet and most bikes don't have tail lights or signal lights. What's your suggestion on this, ma'am?
Well, again, it's a whole culture that we have to change. Again, slowly but surely. Kami in BUM and a lot of other advocates, Cycle Brothers, Bicycle Friendly Philippines, ang dami, Firefly, Manila Moves, ang dami-dami ng Movers One Coalition, all that. Nagko-call talaga kami for protected bike lanes, number 1. Number 2, protective gear. Wear your helmet, have your blinkers, have your headlights always ready with you. Wag po natin kakalimutan. But ngayon, sad to say, ang dami natin nakikitang mga siklista. Kahit na umaakyat dyan sa mga delikado mga lugar like Tocadon. Minsan high blood nga ako eh. Hindi naman, natatakot lang ako. Na may mga nakikita ko mga siklista, especially the kids, that they think they're so, they're beyond, parang beyond accidents. Diba? Umaakyat sila sa mga areas like the wall in what we call that, in Timberland, at bumababa sila nang hindi sila naka-helmet, and a lot of accidents happen during this time. Pag ganun yung mga nangyayari, sumasabog yung mga ulo, they lose their lives. Again, we cannot guarantee, even if you wear your helmets, even if you have blinkers or whatever, it's not a guarantee of 100% safety, but at least, you yourself, that you're responsible enough to keep yourself safe pag nandun ka sa road na yan. Wag po natin itis ang ating tadhana, diba? Wag natin hingiin na pumupunta tayo sa mga buwis-buhay ng mga lugar na to, tapos hindi natin hinahanda yung sarili natin. Ako dito, yung mga anak ko, when they leave, parang kukulitin, ma'am, can I borrow a bicycle? Ganyan sila, okay, go. Helmet, blinker, pati nga gloves eh. Bakit? Kasi gloves for me are very important because when you fall off your bike, your first line of defense are your hands. Inaano mo yung kamay mo. So, nagkakagalos-galos ka sa kamay mo. So, I don't leave my home using a bike without my helmet, my gloves, and what else? Yun lang, actually. Yung mga blinkers, paggabi na lang naman yun eh. Yun.
Kasama rin po ba, ma'am, yung persons with disabilities sa advocacy ng BUM?
Yes. This is an inclusive transport, okay? Meron tayong mga nakikita, very rare, na mga PWDs who ride the bike. But, of course, ako, hindi ko siya alam. I'm not a PWD and I don't know how it feels. So I really can't advocate for it, but I will advocate for inclusivity. I will say that we owe the PWDs ramps. We owe the PWDs safe sidewalks. We owe them comfortable places to walk, comfortable places to, to rest when they need to. Kasi sila, mas mahihina sila. There are some who are not as physically strong as other people. So we have to have rest areas. So again, inclusive transport is really the advocacy of Bikers United Movement. When you get on the bus, papano? When, kung walang rampa and you're on a wheelchair, paano ka sasampa? Ako minsan, one time, napilayan ako. So I was on crutches, ganyan. And I would ride the bus kasi wala akong, I think it was, Christmas season, wala akong makong grab or whatever that was. At parang hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko sa sarili ko noon. And that was just one time na sumakayo ng bus. This, PWDs ride them every day or when they need that. And we have to take care of them they're equally as important to the community and to the whole Philippines as any other person without disability. Meron din comment dito about Congressman Reyes. Yes, I want to make a shout out. Si Congressman Reyes, no, he has helped the bike community a lot also by putting yung mga bike pumps, repair stations, ganyan dito sa Quezon City. So again, one of the better places to bike is this city because of politicians helping out the public.
Meron din po ditong comment sa Lester. Sa Valenzuela City, have bike lanes along MacArthur Highway and they implement rules for e-bikes and bikes. Pero yung ibang part ng bike lanes may lubak-lubak at maraming potholes.
Oo. So that's a problem of the whole Philippines. Diba? Para tayong naka-bike trail. Minsan nga, nakakatawa, meron isang comment ng isang friend who came from the States. Then she, sabi ko, yeah, biking is huge here already in the Philippines. Tapos she brought home her road bike. Tapos sabi niya, nagtataka daw siya kung bakit yung mga tao dito naka-mountain bike. O, ganun. Tapos after biking the road, sabi niya, kaya naman pala, di ba? Para kayong trail. So, ayun. Yun. So, yes, potholes are a headache. Yung mga imbornal, especially dyan sa Ortigas, so sumasakit yung ulo ko dyan. Kaya I come from Antipolo, Cainta, that area na puro, hindi ko maintindihan kung ano nangyayari dyan. Pero, again, buwis buhay, you go down C5 and all these potholes. So again, it's not enough that you paint them. You have to make them safe and protected for the cyclists to use.
Yes po. Meron po bang mga gustong questions? May mga ibang question po dito pero nasagot naman na earlier. Sabi ni Val, C5 from Ortigas to Blue Ridge, grabe ang bike lane dyan, katakot dumaan.
Oo, true. Yan yung binabanggit ko nga na C5 to Ortigas. Nakakaloka yung bike lanes dyan. Although they have bollards, although protected in a few areas and then potholes in a lot of areas. Again, crossing from one side to the other, walang access, so inaakyat mo yung bike mo. Kunyari, pupunta ka ng Padre Pio, ganyan, gusto mo pumunta doon, iakyat mo yung bike mo. Kaya ako, I used to use a mountain bike, but I'm now using a mini velo kasi mas madali siyang buhatin. Kasi wala tayong rampa eh. You don't have ramps in this, in our pedestrian overpasses. So if you have to cross to the other side, bibit-bitin mo talaga yung bike mo. And if you have a heavy bike, then good luck talaga. And I used to have a very heavy bike. Ayun sabi ni Val, kawawa ang mga naka-road bike. Talagang pagtangonan, di ba? Pero hindi, in all honesty, gusto ko nga mag-road bike eh. Ako sa totoo lang, kasi when I go up to wherever, I always dream of having a road bike. But naka-mountain bike na nga ako, or medyo makapal na nga yung bike ko. Natatakot pa ako kasi nga because of our crazy roads. So, I put it off. I've been putting it off. Yun.
Thank you po. Okay, so...
may question si Jeff?
Meron si Jeff. May mga regular bike clinics ba sa Metro Manila? My partner would like to learn how to ride a bike and learn the basics.
Yan Hint. Ulit. Hint. Attorney, gawa ulit tayo ng bike clinic dyan. Di ba we had it nung World Bike Day, November 28. That was so happy. Saya rin, inulan lang tayo. Pero yes, we do, as I said kanina, we have monthly bike rides. It's encouraging women to bike, but that is for everybody to join us. Are we talking of how to bike? As in like really, really basic biking? Okay, I think we can do that. I think we can really that. And sa Decathlon MOA free bike clinic. Yon. So yeah, Val said there is. Yes, we've been we can dapat nga we really had plans to do that, but because of the pandemic it stopped siya. But we really plan to do a monthly thing for free, how yung basic biking and bike commuting. The bike commuting is what we're going to do for monthly na existing already. Kasi by commuting, at least you don't need contact for that. But yung basic, I think we should revisit that. Babalikan natin yan. Yung plano na yan. And we have a lot of people who would want to teach talaga.
May mga nahihiya po kasing sumali sa bike clinic kasi usually pupunta mga bata.
Parang hindi naman. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Opo, so
Oo
parang,
nga, no?
parang yung may idea na siya lang yung matanda na pupunta ka rin.
Gawa tayo ng for ano bang tawag doon? Dapat meron tayong age bracket na parang 20 and above, gano'n lang.
Meron pong question si Alden. Is it a good idea to replace the Parex project with pedestrian and bike highway from out of Pasig River to end with a connection to Marikina River Park? Theoretical questions lang po ito.
Siyempre, definitely, di ba? We were all, nagpatagal na natin sinasabi na dapat yung mga rivers na yan, sinusundan natin yan ng bike path and pedestrian walk. Again, Parex is such a big question because that is a 6-lane highway on top of Pasig River that's gonna cover our huge, our main waterway, and we don't know the plans of Parex. We haven't seen what the Parex is. We don't know their plans, if they're going to put sustainable transport, if wala so we cannot really comment, but all we can do is ask the contractors of this that please, let's be mindful of the environment, let's be mindful of what we're going to do to the river when we put a highway on top of it. And again, the most perfect plan, urban planning, would be you work around what is your natural environment, what they do in other countries. Ulit-ulit natin sinasabi, diba, how beautiful Denmark is, how beautiful the Netherlands is, how Singapore is great in their biking infrastructure, kasi they respect the natural flow of nature and work around it, and not destroy it by putting infrastructure that are monstrous and damaging.
Meron po ditong comment si Val about sa question earlier. Sa Decathlon at MOA po, sa Sunday, may bike free clinic for free. Punta po kayo. So meron palang free na bike clinic sa Decathlon MOA. Every Sunday po ito, ma'am. Alam niyo po ito, ma'am?
Meron akong, hindi ko alam na every Sunday to, but alam ko ang Decathlon, hindi ko alam na nag-open na sila, nag-start na sila ng movement nila. But Decathlon's very, is very, very supportive of cycling. Kasi they have a huge cycling section na parating out of stock sa lakas ng benta nila ng mga cycling equipment and bikes.
Meron po ditong comment si Rolando. From Manila to Pampanga, wala pong bike lane sa Angeles City, Clark, Pampanga. Sorry, wait lang. Ano yung tanong mo? From Manila to Pampanga, walang bike lane. Sa Angeles at Clark, merong bike lane. Okay.
Within Clark ang meron. Pero from Manila to Pampanga, wala. Oo, na-bike yung MacArthur Highway, wala siya. And of course, hindi naman tayo pinapayagan sa NLEX. So, di ba? Ayaw tayo payagan. Di ba dapat sa NLEX meron, kahit pa paano, meron isang lane dyan. Pero ayaw tayo to.
Meron din po bang alternative to NLEX kung gusto po magpangar?
MacArthur. Di ba nung wala pang NLEX, we used to pass by MacArthur going to Baguio, going to Pampanga. So that's where cyclists pass when going to the north. Pero mas mahaba yon, mas malayo, gano'n. At again, mas ma-pothole. Kasi hindi naman maintained eh.
Meron po ditong comment si Shell sa Facebook Live. Nagtatanong po siya ng bike etiquettes.
Bike what? Etiquette. Okay. We give a whole clinic on bike etiquette, no? But for a bit of is that syempre, walang papasok sa bike lane, number one, sana. Number two, I guess it is road rules, mas gano'n, no? Mas the broader sense of it, that we have to understand the markings of the bike lanes. Yan ang hindi natin alam eh. You see solid lines, you see broken lines. Solid lines means you can never ever enter except you're a bike. When it's broken line, you can enter if you're a motorist pero saglit lang and then you go out. Kunyari jeep ka at kailangan mo tumabi at magbaba ng pasahero, you're okay if it's a broken line, then you get out. When again, number one, when you're in number three pala, when you're in the traffic light, bikers, where do you stay? In front of all motorists kasi kayo unang lalarga. So when you're in traffic, hanapin nyo yung position nyo at pupunta kayo sa harapan. Some cities have bike rests, what they call it, dyan sa katapat ng mga traffic signs, there are bike rests that are like green or white boxes. Yan yung position nyo. as bikers, because that's the safest. Because again, pag nag-green yung light, kailangan kayong unang dumidiretso. Hindi pwedeng mauna yung mga motorista. But of course, motorists don't know that. So we have to, again, educate them. Again, long way to go.
Okay, so thank you po, ma'am, for joining us in this webinar this afternoon. Salamat. Marami po tayong natutunan.
Thank you, Rancho.
To wrap up po ating webinar, so promote ko lang po ang ating social media pages. So the Intramuros Administration is available on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And if na-late po sila or na-miss completely itong episode na ito, wag po mag-alala kasi i-upload po namin ito sa aming YouTube channel. So, then don't forget, of course, to hit the subscribe button. And lastly, gusto ko rin ulit i-promote ang ating page sa Google Arts and Culture sa mga gustong bumisita na sa ating online exhibits and mga digitized museum collections. Nandun po tayo sa Google Arts and Culture. So yun, we have a very productive afternoon. And of course, we are very honored po to have Miss Ann Angala this afternoon. And of course, maybe we can have more future partnership in the future po.
Yes, of course. Anytime.
Maybe in another episode po, we can have OPM naman, the topic.
Oo ba? OPM, sure.
Kasi last 2020, we had a topic on Manila Sound.
So okay.
From the 70s to the 1980s.
Okay.
90s, wala pa kami.
Wala pa. Go, let's do that. Invite natin yung mga kaibigan natin in the 90s era, of the 90s era.
Yes po. So,
mga iba doon, siklista rin, nakakatawa.
Sige po. So, to end our webinar po, Miss Ann, meron po ba kayong last words to impart on us?
Yes. First, thank you very much, Intramuros Administration, for doing this. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for sticking around. And panawagan lang po sa gobyerno natin, please give us protected bike lanes. Sa public po, please respect the bike lanes that are given to us. And to all my kapwa siklista, sundin po natin ang batas trapiko and always stay safe on the road. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po and thank you sa lahat po na nag-attend, both sa Zoom and sa Facebook. Till next time po.
Thank you.